Hello friends, welcome back to Civil Engineering Mastery. Today we are going to discuss about column design with axial load and biaxial bending moment. Today we are going to discuss only the calculation part because already we had discussed about the basics of axial load and biaxial bending moment in part 1 of this video. So this is the part 2 video. So kindly watch that part 1 video and then come to this calculation so that it will be easy for you to understand because the basics are always very important. Let's recall the basic data required for designing the column. Size of the column is 225 by 375 mm. Grade of concrete is M25. Grade of steel is Fe 500. Factored load, which we took it from StatPro software, this is 402 kilonewton. And factored moment parallel to larger dimension, which is MUX, that is 31 kilonewton meter. This also we took it from StatPro software. And factored moment parallel to shorter dimension, this is MUY, that is 19 kilonewton meter. First step, we need to assume the reinforcement percentage. So here I'm going to assume the reinforcement percentage as 1.2. P is 1.2. P by FCK is 1.2 by 25. Here 25 is the grade of concrete FCK value. So we get 0.048. Step this value we'll use in the later step. I'll tell you that time. Next, let's go to the step 2. In step 2, we need to find out the uniaxial moment capacity of the column about x-axis axis. So here we need to find out the D dash value. D dash is clear cover plus dia by 2. So here we are assuming 16 mm dia bar. So D dash is equal D dash by D. D dash is clear cover plus D by 2. So that is 4.8. I'll tell you how it will come. So here we all know that column clear cover for the column is 40 mm plus dia by 2. Dia by 2 is dia of 1 bar divided by 2. So D dash is from the outer to the center of the diameter of bar. So 40 plus 8 by 2, which is 48 mm. So here we are taking it in centimeter. The values we are taking it in centimeter, that is 4.8. So D dash by D is equal to 4.8 divided by 37.5, which is 0.128. So for this value, let's round off this one into 0.15 and then chart 49 can be used from SP60. Before going to the chart, let's calculate the value for PU by FCK BD. We know the value for PU, which is 402 kilonewton. Let's convert that one into Newton. And then FCK we know, which is 25, B is 225 and D is 375. So by solving this, we get the value is 0.19. Now we know PU by FCK BD and P by FCK we have calculated already, which is 0.048. P is 1.2 percentage and FCK is 25. So this value we know. So now we need to go to chart 49 because we took the value D by D, D dash by D is 0.15. So we are taking the reinforcement is 4 sides equally distributed and D dash by D is 0.15. We have the value Fe 500. So we have to choose the chart number 49 from SP16. Okay, and we need to find out the value for Mu by FCK BD square. Let's go to the chart now. This is the chart number 49, Fi 500 steel grade. Here you can see reinforcement distributed equally on 4 sides. Again Fy value and D dash by D is 0.15. So this is the distribution of reinforcement which is equally distributed on 4 sides. So what we need to do is we know the PU by FCK BD value and P by FCK here. So by using these two values, we need to find out the MU by FCK BD squared. So we have the P by FCK value as 0.19. It will come around somewhere here, and then P by FCK is 0.048. So here is the 0.04 and it will come somewhere here. Let me draw the line. PU by FCK BD value is 0.19. So this one need to go and touch here. This is 0.04 and in the middle between these two it should be 0.05. So I'm stopping here and then let's go down here. So it comes around 0.095. So the value of MU by FCK BD square is 0.095. Now we know the value MU by FCK BD square, which is 0.095 from SP16. We need to calculate MU x1, which is equal to 0.095 multiplied by FCK, which is 25, B is 225 multiplied by 375 square. So these are all in mm, and this one is in Newton. So this that we need to convert. So by solving this we get the value 60.12 kilonewton meter. Next, step number 3. In this step, we need to find out uniaxial moment carrying capacity of the section about YY axis. So for that, what we need to do? First, we need to find out the D dash by D. We know D dash is 4.8 and D we need to take the shorter dimension, which is 22.5, 225 mm. So by solving this we get 0.213, approximately we can consider 0.2. So by using this D dash by D value 0.2, we have to go to the chart number 50 SP16. So what we have to do here is we need to find out mu by FCK BD squared about YY axis. So for that we need to know PU by FCK BD. So this we had already calculated, and then P by FCK. P by FCK. This also we know. So by using these two values and in the chart 50 we have to find out mu by FCK BD squared. Chart number 50, Fy 500 and D dash by D is 0.2. Here also the reinforcement is distributed equally on four sides. So in this chart we need to find out the mu by BD squared value by using PU by FCK BD and P by FCK. We know the value PU by FCK BD is 0.19. So it is here 0.19, and then we need to go to the value 0.048. So somewhere we can stop here and then so it is coming to 0.09. We have to calculate mu y1. So we know mu by FCK BD squared is equal to 0.09. So let's calculate mu y1, which is equal to 0.09 multiplied by 25 is FCK multiplied by. So here we have to be careful with the dimensions because we are calculating the moment carrying capacity of the section about y axis. So here 375 is the B value and 225 is D value. So by solving this we get 34.17 kilonewton meter. So here FCK is in Newton per square millimeter and 375 is mm and 225 is also in mm. So this we need to convert into kilonewton meter. Next, step number 4, we have to find out PUZ value. So for this we have to use chart 63 from SP16. So here we know the value of PT, which is 1.2 percentage, and FY is 500, FCK is 25. So by using all these values, we need to find out PUZ by AG value from chart number 63. From chart 63. This is chart 63, values of PUZ for compression members. So first we should know how to use this chart. So here the reinforcement percentage is given. So you can see this line. See how the arrow mark indicates. So in this way we need to go and get the values. Okay. So here is the reinforcement percentage, and this one is the FY value. That is, if you use FY 415, then you have to follow this line, and FY 500 means you have to follow this line, and here FCK value. Similarly, FCK values are given here. So by using these three values, you have to find out PU by AG. Okay, PUZ by AG. So let me show you. Let's draw the line and see according to our values. Reinforcement percentage we have 1.2. So let's start from here, and then we have to touch it the FY 500 value. Now we have to go down according to this arrow mark shown. So if we go down, we have to go till FCK 30. Sorry, we have to go till FCK 25. So our FCK value is 25. So then we can go this way. So we can consider this one as 15.8. It's close to 16. Let's take the value as 15.8. So now I hope you all understand about this graph. So we got the value for PUZ by AG from chart number 63, which is 15.8. So now we have to calculate PUZ, which is equal to 15.8. AG is the area of cross section, 225 multiplied by 375. So which is equal to 1333 kilonewton. So now we know the PUZ value. Next, step number 5. So in this step we need to find out PU by PUZ. PU by PUZ is equal to, we know PU is 402 kilonewton, and PUZ we have calculated as 1333 kilonewton. So by solving this we get the value 0.301. Next, step number 6. So in this step we need to calculate MUX by MUX1. So we know the value of MUX, which is 31 kilonewton meter, and MUX1 is 60.12. So by solving this we get 0.515. Step number 7. In step number 7, we need to find out MUY by MUY1. So we know the value of MUY is 19 kilonewton meter, which we took it from StatPro software, and MUY1 we had calculated that value is 34.17. So by solving this we get 0.556. So now we know PU by PUZ and MUX by MUX x1 and mu y by mu y1. So we know all these values by using this pu by puz and then mu y by mu y1. By using these two values we have to find out the mu x by mu x1, permissible value for mu x by mu x1. So this we need to find out from chart number 64, chart 64 from SP16. So why we need to find out this is mu x by mu x1 we need to find out by using these two values, and then we need to cross check with that mu x by mu x1 whatever we have calculated. So permissible value we are finding out from this chart. So always this permissible value should be more than the value whichever we have calculated. So if it satisfy that condition, then the whatever the percentage we have assumed, that is correct. We can go for the reinforcement details. Otherwise, if it not satisfy, then we have to re-assume the percentage and then redo the calculation again. This is chart 64, biaxial bending in compression member. So from this chart, by using mu y by mu y1 and pu by pez value, we have to find out the permissible values of mu x by mu x1. So let's draw the line over here and find out the permissible value. So we know mu y by mu y1 is 0.556. So here is 0.5. Let's take somewhere here 0.5 and 0.556. And then we need to go to 0.301. So 0.3 is this one. Pu by P is 0.3 is this one. And let's draw here, which is close to 0.55 only. So let's take this value mu x by mu x1 as 0.55. Permissible value mu x by mu x1 is equal to 0.55. So whatever the value we calculated, mu x by mu x1 from step number 6, from step number 6, that value is 0.515. 0.55 is greater than 0.515. Okay, so the permissible value is greater than the value whichever we have calculated. Reinforcement percentage is safe. So we can go for the reinforcement calculation in the next step. One is step number 9. So in step number 9, we are going to calculate the longitudinal reinforcement, that is main bars of column, longitudinal reinforcement. So how we have to calculate is, we know the percentage which is 1.2. This is what we have assumed in the initial stage of design. So we need to calculate the area of steel. So AST is equal to 1.2 multiplied by 225 multiplied by 375, cross section area of the column divided by 100. So by solving this we get 1112.5 mm square. This is the area we required. So according to this area we need to provide the reinforcement bars. So here I am going to provide 4T16 plus 2T12. That means 4 number of 16 dia bars and 2 number of 12 mm dia bar. So if you calculate the area of these two bars, that will come close to this value required, area of steel required. So let me tell you how you have to calculate. You know that area of one bar, right? So area of 16 mm bar is 201 mm square plus two numbers of area of 12 mm bar is 113. So if you solve this one, you get 1030 mm square. The area provided is 1030 square millimeter and area required is 1112.5 square millimeter. So whatever the area we have provided is more than the area of steel required. So this is how you need to calculate the longitudinal reinforcement. Now let me show you the reinforcement arrangement. So here if you see, this is the cross section of the column. So these four corner bars are 16 mm dia bars, 4T16, and this middle two bars are 12 mm bars. So total reinforcement is 4 number of 16 mm dia bar plus 2 number of 12 mm dia bar. And this is the lateral tie which helps to hold the main bars in place. Next, step 10. In step 10, we are going to calculate lateral ties. So here, first one is diameter. We have to choose the diameter according to IS 456. So in IS 456, class number 26.5.3.2, it is mentioned that the diameter of bar should not be less than 1/4 of the largest longitudinal dia of the bar or 6 mm. So it should not be less than 6 mm. So here we can calculate 1/4 of D is, we have used largest diameter is 16 mm or 16 by 4 is 4 mm. So it should not be less than 6 mm, right? And at present we are 6 mm bars we are not at all using, so we have to consider 8 mm bar. So for ties we are using 8 mm dia bar. And next comes coming to the spacing. So for that we have three conditions. First one is least lateral dimension, least lateral dimension. Second one is 16 times dia of smallest longitudinal bar. Sixteen times the dia of smallest longitudinal bar. Third one is 300 mm. So we have to use the minimum of these three. Whichever is less among these three, that one we have to use as spacing. Whichever is less. So let's calculate. Least lateral dimension is 225 and 16 times smallest longitudinal bar. 16 times smallest longitudinal bar we have 12, which is or 300. So among these three, this is the least value, 192 mm. So we have to use this one for spacing. So we can provide T8 at 190 mm center to center. So this is the lateral ties we have calculated. So at last, let's write the design summary. Column size is 225 by 375 mm. AST required is 1112.5 mm square. AST provided is 1030 mm square, and dia of main bar is 4T16 plus 2T12, and ties T8 at 190 mm center to center. So this is the design summary. Percentage of steel whatever we have assumed is 1.2 percentage. So dia of bar, you can see these corner bars are 4x16 and these two are 2x12. Ties we had provided T8 at 190 mm center to center. So friends, I hope you all like this video. Please do comment in the comment box if you have any queries, and don't forget to subscribe this channel for more videos. Thank you for watching.